I've only ever struggled with two things: chord efficiency and finding my way out of a parking garage. I feel like every direction says exit, so I never know where to go and I just keep circling around. But I did solve the chord efficiency hack, and it really is just one fret, which is crazy. I just got back from NAMM, and I brought this Traveler guitar with me that Sweetwater sent. This video is sponsored by Sweetwater and Traveler Guitar. And I noticed something that I hadn't really noticed before. All right, so I'm going to share it with you guys today. Basically, we're going to play a chord progression. It's going to sound like this. It's like, all right, it sounds cool, right? But it's just like, it's like one fret. That's all I'm doing. It's just like essentially the second fret does all of that, and it's 4 different chords. So we're gonna start here with this F sharp minor 11 chord. And if you can play an F sharp minor 11 and you can't find your way out of a parking garage, you're just like me. It sounds impressive, doesn't it? F sharp minor 11. It's just the second fret on the E string, second fret on the D string, second fret on the G string, and then the open B string. Extra classy points if you can do it finger style like this. All I'm doing is going. Okay, so again, you don't have to do this, but it sounds impressive, so you probably do want to do this. I'm getting my thumb to get that low E string, and then my pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, get the D, G, and B strings. All right, so I'm going to. And then I'm gonna hit it, and then I'm gonna pluck all of them at the same time. So E, D, G, B, hit, all. And then you can make a rhythm out of it, right? It's not that hard. Or you can just strum it. And then the rest of the chords are essentially just that same fret, just slightly moved. So this is gonna be the 6th chord in the key of A major. That's where we're going next. Guess what? You can just, right here, it's just open A, 2, 2, 2, okay? So, a very slight difference. And that's why on guitar especially, the lowest note, the bass note, has such an overdue amount of importance. We're kind of hearing an F sharp to an A. But really they're mostly the same chords, right? So F sharp being the 6th note, key of A, right? 6 to 1. Then the best move is just move this down a string. And I'm gonna open D, 2, 2, 2 on the G, B, and E string. So this is a D, A, B, C sharp, D. This is the 4 chord, okay? So all this is just using one fret, the 2nd fret. 6 chord, 1 chord, 4. And then maybe go back to 1, right? And then just pivot. I'm just moving around on the same fret. It could not get more efficient than that. It's just the exact same fret. Let's add the 2 chord, right? Let's get crazy. Let's add another fret. B minor. This is like a great B minor chord voicing. You probably see B minor like this. By the way, how cool is this Traveler guitar? This fits in like the tiniest backpack. It was so easy to bring with and just jam with in a hotel. I've got some NAMM videos coming up soon that I could not have pulled off without being able to practice this with this in my hotel room. Shout out to Traveler Guitars. They make some awesome stuff. They make even more portable versions, but this one I think is actually my favorite. It doesn't collapse down like the other ones, but this is it. Going into a Fishman amp. Sounds great. Amazing stuff, right? Thank you, Sweetwater. Thank you, Traveler. Let's go to this B minor. Not your granddaddy's B minor here. Not the, I'm not paying for parking in the parking garage. I'm gonna walk 2 miles to the venue because I'm an old granddaddy. This is, I'm still paying. That's what he would do. He'd play like this, 2, 4, 4, 3. We're just paying at the parking garage and then just trying to force our way out of it. To open 2, 3. Okay, so this is the first time we're adding another fret, the 3rd fret on the B string. I'm going middle finger 2 A, ring finger 2 G, pinky 3 B. So now I can get F sharp minor 7 or minor 11, A major, D major 7, B minor. So if we were to number these in a chord progression, the key of A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, 6, 1, 4, 2. So again, those are 4 of the 6 main chords in this key, which in a second we're gonna move it to any key. And essentially you've got 4 out of 6 is the same as 2 out of 3. That's 67% of all the chords you'll ever need in any key, just from knowing essentially one fret. 6, 4, 2, 1, 6, 2, 1, 4. And then you put that little finger style into it, and you're playing with some absolute fire. Absolute fire, that's what I'm talking about. Now, in reality, we're talking about this as one fret. Really, it's two frets. It's the open string set and the second fret. And then thinking of the open fret as its own fret, the 0 fret, is a great way to turn everything into a movable shape, right? So let's take this from the key of A major or F sharp minor, and let's move it 3 frets higher, right? So if this were F sharp minor, G, G sharp, A minor, or C major, everybody's favorite key, not the people's key, but everybody's favorite key, we can do the same thing, but now we're going to incorporate the 3rd and the 5th fret. So 6, 1, 4, 2 becomes this now. We've got 6, which is the A minor 11, middle finger 5th fret on the E string, ring finger 5th fret on the D string, pinky 5th fret on the G string, and now my pointer finger has to replace where the 0 fret was because everything gets moved up 3 frets higher. So now this becomes a totally movable shape, right? And then now for the 1 chord, we're just gonna do this. C major, 3, 5, 5, 5. Or, you can kind of do it like this way. I've seen people do it this way. That's sick. This makes me sick to see people contort their hand in such a way. I think it's easier to try to get another bar chord down. Or, you could even go higher. A lot of different ways. But really, the gist of it is just the 5th fret on the D, G, and B strings. So now we've got the 6. There. The 1. And then this goes down a string just like before. And now it's F major 7, 3, 5, 5, 5, D, G, B, E. And then I can do this right here, which is a 2 chord D minor, okay? Now if you look here, I can do that thing where I replace the 0 fret 2 frets back and go 5, 3, 5, 6. But what I think sounds just as good is just this. Hear that? I'm just muting it. So it's A, D, G, B, and then all of them. And because I can't hear it, when you do it fast like that, it doesn't really matter. Or you can get it without it, with it, and without it. A very negligible difference for kind of a tough move here. And again, that's just a 6, 1, 4, 2. In the key of C. I can move this down. Let's do 2 more frets. So now we'll do it in C, C sharp, D. And see how easy that is and how efficient that is, going from all these different chords without really even moving your hand left or right. It's all in a position. And I think that's really important to kind of start doing. And eventually you can add even more chords to this, but I think this is like a really good collection of just 4 chords that you'll see a lot. And the great thing about this is we're not even using the 5 chord. Blues players hate this. Stay away from the 5 chord because it just sounds so much classier. Again, I'm only kind of half hating on the 5 chord right now, but for whatever reason, most of my favorite progressions kind of avoid the 5 chord and they just turn the 1 and the 4 chord into major 7 chords. In fact, let's do that. Let's replace that 1 chord with a 1 major 7 chord. All right, so let's do it back in the key of A minor, C major, right? A minor is relative major of C, same difference. But I think this is, the hardest part about this is doing that kind of double bar chord. You got a bar with your pinky. I think when you move this into a different non-open string position, it's actually easier to make it a major 7 chord, which now would be 3, 5, 4, 5 instead of 3, 5, 5, 5, right? Again, that's something you can aspire to if you wanted to do bar chords. Again, I've said in the past that bar chords are not necessary, even though they're very helpful. But doing it this way, I think is actually easier because every finger gets its own fret instead of having to double down like that, right? So, 6, major 7, 1, major 7, 4, regular kind of minor 7, 2. Numbers are hard. When everything looks like an exit sign, numbers become difficult. We can do the same thing with the open strings, right? A major, 7. So remember the first time we did it open 2, 2, 2, and then open 2, 1, 2. Okay? Major, major 7. And again, these are really simple ways to just move around and get around the fretboard. What could be easier than doing all of this? The only thing easier than doing it is clicking on the link in the description and going to Sweetwater and getting yourself a traveler guitar and leaving in the comments a little comment about how much you enjoyed this video of me doing this with Sweetwater and Traveler Guitar, because then they will keep sending me stuff and I will keep having excuses to go make content. So, thank you to Sweetwater. Thank you to Traveler Guitar. Thank you to yourself for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. And keep working on that efficiency, and if you need me, I'll be struggling to find my way out of a parking garage somewhere.